Good evening. My name is Alexis Greeno. Welcome to the 2018 Team USA PLP Night. Our 8th graders have prepared personal learning plans to outline their plans for the future. Although we know many things will change over the next few years, we believe our 8th graders have started the process of exploring their future and are excited for the high school experience. The speeches are being recorded and will be posted to the Team USA website next week. Before we listen to our first speaker, we will ask if all cell phones can be turned off or put on silent. We hope you enjoy our speakers. I would like to welcome our first speaker, Ayla McRae.
To some people, having success means having $1 billion in a mansion. Sounds pretty nice, right? Your definition of success is probably determined by your past. Do you believe that it's self-made or that it's all luck? If you sleep with a roof over your head, but you're making just over minimum wage, do you consider yourself successful? Success, like self-worth, is defined by you. My name is Ayla McRae, and when I grow up, I want to be successful. My father, Troy Pudva, has always been someone I admired greatly for his hard work and determination. His career is a general contractor. He grew up in Hardwick, Vermont, and did not have an easy life. My dad believes we are successful based off of the food in our fridge, the 2 cars in our driveway, and our ability to go on small vacations about once a year. I agree with my father. It's the small victories in life that make us rich. You can spend your entire life feeling like you have nothing, but if you aren't proud of where you are, then you need to either work to make a change or start being more observant of the little things that make you considerably fortunate. To me, having success involves having enough money to support your family and having the ones you love happy. The triumphant future isn't based off of your career or wallet, but it is easier to cry in a Bentley on a bicycle. But a part of success is happiness. To have success in your career, you must be happy. In order to be happy, you need to be doing something you enjoy. The problem telling you all about my career is I'm as clueless as a guy who keeps pointing his TV remote at the microwave. I know I'd like to be my own boss, but that's pretty much as far as it goes. The only thing I can assure you about my future is who I want to be as a person, not what I want to do for a career. Last year I wrote a speech about wanting complete happiness when I'm older. This year I'm almost writing about the same thing. I don't know what I'm going to be or where I'm going in life because in reality, who knows what tomorrow will bring. All I can say is thank you to St. Albans City School for being a part of my journey. I'd like to welcome Seth Ward to the podium.
Hi, my name is Seth Ward. I'm in 8th grade here at St. Albans City School. I like animals and video games, and my favorite color is green. Because I love wildlife and nature, I want to be a game warden. To become a game warden, I will need many levels of education. I've already taken classes to earn my hunter license. I've nearly completed my requirements from middle school with help from St. Albans City School. I will also need high school and college degrees. Beyond this, I will need police training. I heard that part of this training will include swimming 2 miles with your clothes included in your boots. Once I'm done with school, there are still some other things I will deal with as a game warden. When you become a warden, you don't decide where you work. The government just sends you to your post. It will be hard because it is not safe. However, there are some good things about being a game warden. Game wardens make about $60,000 a year. Also, I want to be a game warden because I love animals and I'm good with them, and because I love being outdoors. It will be great to protect animals, their habitats, and be outside all day long as a game warden. I am excited to do what I love. Thank you for listening. Next up is Ayla.
Hello, my name is Paulo Torre, and I've gone through school for 8 years now, and this is my 9th and final year coming up. For quite a while now I've wanted to become an artist, mainly because I've never really been a sporty guy. Another main reason I'd love to become an artist is because it's very broad. One thing I should quickly mention though is paint. I don't like paint or painting. One of the main art curriculums I was looking into is animation. Animation itself is very broad. I would love to work for some great company like Pixar or Disney. If I decide against that or can't follow through getting into a college that specializes in something like that, I would love to go into animation for game design. My final career I'd like to possibly pursue is being an actor in a TV show. I'm not as much of a fan as being in a movie as in a TV show, but of course I wouldn't complain. I would need to proceed down different paths for each and every one of these careers, which is what I'll be getting into now. One of the hardest things to talk about here is the two options I have. Animating for movies for some amazing studio like Disney or Pixar, while my other option would be animating for games that people would be allowed to love and appreciate. In order to be able to do any of this, I would need to go to a college that would help suit my needs. One of the colleges I looked at was Ringling College of Art and Design. This college seems to have many things that would be helpful, like an animation major. They also have a major under game art. Both would be helpful depending on which road I went down. If I got a different job, I know I could swing into action straight away. Imagine this, on set, all day, hanging from wires, improvising, cracking jokes, and most importantly, having fun. If you're confused by what I meant, I was listing things I'd be doing possibly daily if I got my dream role. While I'd love to be an actor playing almost any role, my dream role would be Spider-Man. I've been in love with the superhero ever since I was a little kid. When I was younger, I had a little shirt with the Spider-Man webs under the arms, like the web wings that the newest Spider-Man actor, Tom Holland, gets to use. While I said I can swing into action, my biggest goal is to live down in Los Angeles, California. Very cliche with a job like this, I know. I feel the reason I'd love to be I'd rather a TV show than a movie is because while movies do take more time to make, in a TV show you get more time to get to know the people you're working with. Being in a TV show would be an amazing experience and would be a great way to make money and be happy. While there are great parts about being an actor, there are a lot of downsides that come with it. One of the biggest downsides is having to be on set for 12 to 16 hours a day. Those times not including commuting, which is about another 4 hours. Sometimes you can't celebrate such things as your birthday when you're an actor. As an actor, I don't have to be as social and open. Sure, while actors put everything out on the internet and in the world, they have more than one chance to make something. For example, multiple takes. To be an adult actor, you need to follow some steps. One of the steps is getting an agent and making your resume. Other steps include headshots and your cover letter. The process of becoming an actor, young or old, is very challenging, but possible. After looking at all my career choices and discussing them, I've realized something. I realized that while being young, sure, I still have lots of time to decide my career, I also have time to change my future occupation. Even after writing this, and while writing this, I've thought of other jobs I'd love to take part in. A zoologist, a journalist, and so much more. I can't decide a job now at this age because I know that no matter what, it will change. It might change 100 times, and maybe that'll lead me back to a job I wanted when I was in the 3rd grade. Or even the job I want now. The best thing I can do for myself is just live life how I want to live it. Taking risks, trying new things, and doing what makes me happy. I'll be happy knowing that as of now, I'm making the life I'm living fully mine. Next, I'd like to welcome Colin Buddha.
Hello, my name is Colin Buddha. When I think about my life so far, there hasn't been many things I've wanted to be other than a Lego designer when I grow up. Owning a Lego store in the University Mall in South Burlington would be a dream come true. I always wanted to be a Lego designer. Working in a Lego store, owning the store would be just one step closer to having my dream completely come true. Ever since I was able to play with Legos, I did. It has been a hobby of mine for a long time. I love building with Legos because you are able to build all different designs that are awesome to look at and put on display. It's also a great way to spend time with my little brother and build things by myself. I am a very friendly person and I thought this job would be very good for me. A Lego designer constructs real-life models of animals, cartoon characters, and movie characters. They also create architecture. I would work out of a building or warehouse. The building would have a Lego sorting area where I could find all the pieces I need to build any creation. The hiring process for becoming a Lego designer will not be like any ordinary job. All applicants have a build-off to show off their ability and creation, design, and imagination. I will prepare for this process months in advance by making sure I have ideas in mind that are more creative than anyone else's. The education I will need in order to work as a Lego designer is a strong background in math, anatomy, and art classes. I will need these skills because if I didn't have math skills, I wouldn't know how to engineer proper angles for my designs and calculate where to place the Lego bricks on the model. If I don't have anatomy knowledge, I wouldn't be able to build animal models. For college, I will need to gain some sort of degree in engineering and design. I would also like a major or minor in art. These programs will give me knowledge on how to build structures. They will help me be an awesome idea and design coordinator. The personal skills I need to have a chance at this career are the ability to work on a team and deal with frustrations calmly. I need creativity in order to come up with cool designs. I also need to be really friendly to all the visitors and all the employees that I work with. Finally, I need to take pride in my work and that I do and the things that I build. It is important to never lose pride in whatever job you are doing. I will need the additional education for owning a Lego store like business, construction, engineering, and maybe some other small classes too. I will look more into these professions as I get closer to my end goal. To get this job, a Lego designer, I need to be polite, always take pride in my work, and always be nice to every customer and person I work with. I have been dreaming about this job for a long time. I am really friendly to everybody, and I think that this will help me with my job. I will really love this dream, and I hope to make it a reality. To be able to own my own Lego store in the University Mall, I need the education and expertise to be able to run my very own Lego store. Now I'd like to welcome Aaliyah.
Hi, I'm Aaliyah Dubuque, and I've been going to city school for 6 years. Throughout every year, I've been asked what I wanted to be when I was older. Like every little girl, I wanted to be a singer, and that lasted a good 3 years, and then I realized I can't really sing. In 5th grade, I got set on being a photographer, and up until the beginning of this year, that's what I still wanted to be. This year, I've seemed to mature and realize photography doesn't bring in the most money. We were given personality tests. These tests gave us jobs that worked well with our personalities. After taking my test, I looked at the job list and psychiatrist caught my eye, so I continued to look up what it is. I found out a psychiatrist is a person who diagnoses and treats mental illnesses. I'm a person who usually puts others before myself. I like to help people, make them happy, or just feel better. So I began further research into how long I would have to go to college and what degrees I would learn to be successful. Starting in high school, I had to take biology, chemistry, math, physics, and psychology. I should take as many of these classes as are offered to me. For this speech, we were told to look at colleges we may like to attend, and I chose the University of Florida and Hofstra University. When I was looking at colleges, I looked at good medical schools and good softball teams, which both schools have. When starting college, I must earn a bachelor's degree, and preferably psychology. After that, I have to complete the medical college admissions test and pass before applying to any medical schools. Then I need to complete a medical degree and do a residency. The very last step to becoming a psychiatrist is getting licensed and board certified. Altogether, college will be at the least 11 years and the most 19. If you are planning on doing a job in the medical field, I don't think middle school prepares you very well. Like I said in high school, I have to take biology, chemistry, math, physics, and psychology. The only class we have here out of those is math, so as of right now, middle school hasn't helped me much, but I'm not very worried because BFA has these programs. Next year, I've already signed up for biology, and I plan on signing up for medical programs as soon as they are offered to me. Even though city school hasn't helped me much education-wise in becoming a psychiatrist, it has helped me in other aspects. It has helped me become a bit more social, it has matured me, taught me how to listen to others, and how to be patient. Considering on how much I complain about being here on a daily basis, going up to BFA is still going to be a big change, and I admit I will miss this school. Aside from thinking about career, city school has helped me realize what I'm doing in life. Thank you.
Jordan, little change program, Chris Costello.
Oh, I introduced Chris Costello.
My name is Chris Costello, and I am in 8th grade at St. Albans City School. I grew up in St. Albans, Vermont. I like mountain biking, being outdoors, and hunting for frogs and deer. I have always been an outdoors kind of guy since I was very young. When I was younger, I would just go outside and play with my friends. Being outdoors is definitely in my blood. When I think about my future, I want to do something that will keep me outside. I am thinking about becoming a firefighter. I want to follow in my dad's footsteps. He was a firefighter with several departments in the Burlington area. I am tall and strong enough to wear the heavy turnout gear required to fight fires. Another thing I am interested in is the military. The branch of the military I would like to go to is the Army. I am interested in the Army because it will help me develop good life skills. It will also give me the opportunity to get a good college education and meet lots of new people. I knew people who were once in the Army, and they loved it. They weren't deployed, but they went to basic training and went to a base where they did jobs and hung around with friends. If I go into firefighting, I will need to study fire science and get a certification as an EMT. When I go to PFA, I will take Rescue 911 to build skills and make contacts in the field. If I plan to go to the Army, I'll look into ROTC and get a jump on the military training. Last year, I attended a private school in Putney, Vermont. Before that, I was a student at city school from kindergarten until 6th grade. During all that time, I think I began to learn enough about life, reading, writing, and math to help me make some important decisions about what I want to do in the future. I know that I need to work hard if I am going to become a successful firefighter like my dad. During my time at city school, I made a lot of friends. I also felt safe while I was here. While I was here, I also felt like I was learning as much as I could. The teachers always supported and pushed me to try my best. Next year, I will be in high school. I am looking forward to meeting new people, new experiences, new classes, and having some fun. I hope that the 4 years in high school goes fast. I would like to spend my extra time doing landscaping and saving some money for my future. I know someone whose dad owns a landscaping company, and I might be able to get a job with them. After high school, I hope to be either going in the military or training to be a firefighter. I know that there are options within both of these careers. I can be a firefighter or someone who works on a military base doing something like Rescue 911 services or being an MP. Either way, I know I will be successful as long as I do my best. Thank you. I would like to now welcome Jordan.
Good evening, friends, families, and teachers. My name is Jordan Johnson. A common question that's asked when you're younger and even now that you're older is what do you want to be when you grow up? Over the years, my career choice has changed from a teacher to a vet to any type of doctor. For the past year or two, I've realized I want to be involved in medical professions. More importantly, I realized I wanted to be a physical therapist. In 7th grade, I messed my knee up several times. These experiences forced me to go physical therapy often. I ended up having Osgood-Schlatt's disease and tendonitis, which made me have physical therapy throughout the summer of 2017.
Osgood-Schlatt's disease is when there is a painful lump in your kneecap. Within that time, I realized being a physical therapist could be a career that I want to explore. When going through that, I learned how important it is to help people who are injured and help them recover. Since then, I've done much research on what it would take to be a physical therapist. It would take 4 years of undergrad and about 30 to 36 months of DPT programs. DPT means Doctor of Physical Therapy. This is about 7 years of schooling. So far, I don't know what college I want to attend, but in high school I've been looking forward to finding the one. As I started SACS in 2013, I was a very shy individual and didn't talk much. Since then, I've got better at being social and talking more. SACS has helped me with communicating with peers and others, which will help me with the occupation I end up doing in the future. In BFA, I plan on attending the tech center for the medical fields. It is going to help me prepare for the college and all the years of becoming a physical therapist. Over the years, my career choice has varied from many occupations. As a 14-year-old girl, all I am hoping is to be a physical therapist. Yet who knows, and in high school I can want to do a completely different career. Thank you. Welcome, Will.
Good evening. My name is Willow Grove, and I'm an 8th grader on Team USA. As of right now, I would like to become an architect. I want to become an architect because of the knowledge and creativity that is involved with working in that field. In order to become an architect, I'll have to go to college to earn my degree from a 5-year Bachelor's of Architecture program. After that, I'd have to gain relevant experience through a paid internship. The last thing I have to do would be to pass the architect registration exam. The most two important characteristics you would need in order to be a successful architect are communication and creativity. Communication is the most important skill because you need to know where the project is located and when that project has to be done. The second characteristic is creativity. An architect has to be creative when they're at the work site, because in order for them to finish the project, they have to have an open mind on what goes where in order for it to look professional. When I start high school in the fall, I hope to take part of any class that has to do with architecture. I hope to be a part of building trains when it becomes available during my sophomore year, or take architectural CAD when that becomes an option. The reason why I chose to become an architect is because I was always interested in designing structures with multiple things. A couple of examples are Legos and building blocks. Growing up, I had a lot of Legos, so I had a lot of practice with those. I also had some building blocks as a kid. I played with them in multiple areas. For example, daycare. At the daycare I used to go to, they had lots of blocks that they allowed us to play with, and I used to build house-like structures with them. There will be more examples to come in the future, but those are my major architectural experiences to this point. Thank you. I would now like to welcome Devon to the podium.
Hi, my name is Devon Jeremiah Michael Jackson, and I have many things to say about this year, and I mean a lot, because of all the ups and downs that occurred. All of my good memories of 2017 have disappeared since 2018 began. I consider this the most complicated school year of my life, and with no doubt, one of the weirdest. Math has changed since 4th grade, and now my skills have grown to the point where I'm better than algebra kids. Okay, so only the teacher told me, and I was only on one test. I'm not so sure I am, but I know it's a possibility. So it's been the most fun, but at times I've been confused to the point where I wasn't doing much work. I think the periodic table and dealing with atoms, elements, and basic parts of chemistry has been my favorite subject in science. Language arts I don't consider the hardest class, but I feel great because I have good grades in it. Now that you know how things are going in school, let's talk about my future. Barely anyone has asked me what I want to do, and I've wanted to be many things, such as a baker, writer, or even a fictional character. Now when you think about it, you have to start little steps and go big later on, because if you're going to dream big, you must start small. I've decided to become a writer because of my writing skills and how I can use them to my advantage to create stories. I've read a lot of fictional stories with friends. However, the stories are mostly written by me because my imagination is limitless when it comes to fantasy. It becomes complicated to write with others. I've written a book about a game that I actually haven't had a hardcover, but that was a class project where everyone was able to make their own book. It wasn't hard to do because of how obsessed I was with the game at the time. How am I going to become a writer? I've already done the basics of writing stories. Now I'm going to take advanced composition and language arts classes to help me have a better understanding of writing and editing. My strengths and challenges also deserve some attention. I don't see myself having many challenges other than letting people bother me. I'm really good at math, like you heard at the beginning. Just about any math challenge you give me, I'll make sense in about a minute. I'm also going to bring up how I think when problems happen. Sure, I might not show it, but it's there and causes me to lose focus during sports or time. Let's go back to math. If I'm focused and someone calls me my name, says something about me, or does something to me, I'd be thinking about that, just repeating in my head, why? I try to continue my work, but trying to follow through after what just happened makes it challenging. In my freshman year in high school, I'll try to let people get into my head. People have asked me how my life is going. It has gone downhill ever since my best friend moved earlier this year. After that, I basically got nowhere to go for support. I was becoming one with nature because I started going outside more after the very persistent snow finally gave up. I don't want to talk about deeply personal things, so I'll keep the intensity scale low. I'll start with the first time I went to my friend's house in a while. It was great while I was there, but the second I stepped back into my house, the bridge just broke. I was heading down the same stream again. When my brother has something in mind, I don't want to acknowledge it, but I have to because too many things have been broken, and I'm sick of it. There are 2 fights in 6 minutes, and 5 in a week. I don't know what to do anymore. I have to do something, but I don't have the will to fight back. I'm trying to tell him, I'm not going to fight you. He keeps on going until an adult splits us up, and I walk out the door again. Overall, I'd say life has been troublesome this year. Now I'm arriving at the end of the year. I must start thinking a little more about how I will achieve my goal to rise above everything around me, build on my skills, and become a writer. With all the things that have been going on, I could say this year has been okay. I can deal with all of life's obstacles I'm used to because I've dealt with it since preschool. I felt great at the beginning of the year, but then as it progressed, it got worse, like aggressively worse. Not school-wise, but when it comes to being home. I've been thinking that my friends and I have been making way too many jokes in classes here. But other than that, we've been doing pretty good, besides playing games the majority of our classes, but somehow we still managed to get work done. I know that college will open up new learning opportunities and connections for me. I want to stay in Vermont, so the Community College of Vermont is an option, or the University of Vermont. Having an undergraduate degree in writing will help me get a job at countless companies. Then I can also pursue my dream of being a fiction author. Overall, I've become stronger during these times. Learned about myself and how I am excited to be the master of my own mind, life, and future. Now I know I could leave this school on a bad note, because many things have happened more bad than good, that I'm not going to mention out loud. So I've decided to give BFA a chance to change my mind and to prove that education can help me to complete my future goals. I welcome our next speaker, Naomi.
Good afternoon. My name is Diana, and I was told we had to write and present a speech about my future career. At first, I wasn't so sure about what I wanted to become in the future, but as we researched more, I began to have more possible thoughts. First, I decided to become a makeup artist and work for a cosmetology company, or maybe even become a chef. But those are just little things. So I went for my biggest interest and I looked for different kinds of jobs. I decided in the future I would like to become a pediatrician. A pediatrician is someone who takes care of children from ages birth until the age 21. At the moment, this is my dream job because I enjoy working with children and I enjoy helping them. To accomplish this job, it involves a lot of learning, which I'm not very excited about, but it will help me in the future. In order to become a pediatrician, I need 4 years of undergraduate education. Some of the classes I will need to take include math and science courses, such as physics, biology, and chemistry. I will also need 4 years of medical school, along with 3 years of pediatric residency to become a general pediatrician. Altogether, that is a total of 11 years dedicated to college. Even though it will take a lot of time and effort, I know it will turn out to be a great benefit for others, and especially for me. I know I'll need to do my best in school and stay focused on high school and college. There are multiple skills needed to get my dream job. A few of those skills are important as a pediatrician, are to have good writing skills, public speaking, reading comprehension, and many others. To become a good pediatrician, my main task involves providing medical care to people in age from newborns to young adults. I also have to figure out what the problem is with the patient by examining, diagnosing, and treating them. St. Albans City School has helped me with some of the skills needed to become a pediatrician, such as comprehensive reading and writing and making different calculations. I strongly believe that I can help myself to become more interested in my work so that I am able to have a better focus on my working time. Overall, I am very excited to move on in life and succeed in making my dream come true. Yes, a lot of work will have to be put in throughout the years towards my goals, such as school and side jobs along the way. But I strongly feel that I can complete everything that needs to be done with my good work ethic. I know my journey on this long road to becoming a pediatrician has just started, and there will be many challenges that I will have to face, and I can't wait to see my myself change and blossom throughout the years to improve the skills I need to become successful. The next speaker is Gabe.
Why is everyone looking so nervous? There's a huge variety of careers in today's society. When we were younger, we wanted nothing more than to be a singer, a firefighter, or maybe even an astronaut. Growing up, I wanted to be in the NBA. Unfortunately, my chances are very slim, but I definitely won't stop from trying. I may not make it to the NBA, but I do have other career interests. There are a variety of jobs inside the engineering community that interest me. That variety containing around 300,000 in the US and Canadian area. May it be an environmental engineer, an electronic design engineer, or maybe a mobile equipment mechanic, I, Gabriel Mims, am interested in being a part of the architectural engineering field. I believe that the engineering community can be very beneficial due to the fact that you can choose whatever job you want from the many that exist. One job that does interest me is an interior and spatial designer. There are many great architectural colleges in the US. I've always been interested in visiting the state of California. Therefore, the University of Los Angeles, California will be one to consider. Some of you might be wondering, what exactly is an interior and spatial designer? Well, first, you have to be hired by an architect or developer, of course. You then need to be able to take a space and design it to its intended function. You need to be able to analyze clients' needs, create plans and specifications, and make sure that the project is finished in a set time limit and budget. I'm very thankful for Team USA. They have prepared me for not only this career, but for other future events. In order to be an engineer, you must know mathematics. Being in Algebra 1 has fortunately allowed me to learn 9th grade math, which is awesome. In order to become an engineer, there are some classes that are required. 3 semesters of calculus, a semester of differential equations, and a semester of probability and statistics for engineers. As I have grown, my career interests have changed, and will continue to change as it may for others. At the moment, I'm interested in being in the engineering community. I'm surrounded by many people with great engineering skills, which gives me a better chance to be successful in this field. Thank you. Our next speaker is McKenna Potter.
Hello Team USA students, family, and friends. My name is McKenna Potter, and this is my 9th year at St. Albans City School. For a while now, I didn't really know what I wanted to be. High school is coming in less than 3 months, and I'm kind of scared for that. I'm scared of change in friend groups, teachers, and not having the same classmates with you all day. But as someone once said, change, we don't like it, we fear it, but we can't stop it from coming. We either adapt to change, or we get left behind. And it hurts to grow. Anybody who tells you it doesn't is lying. But there's the truth. As more things change, the more they stay the same. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is everything. But today, sitting here with all of you, I've finally, 1, learned to have confidence to talk to you today, and 2, I finally found out what I want to do with my life after something tragic happened not too long ago. After my best friend Yana got into a crash, I didn't speak to a lot of people for a while. I felt like giving up. I had more attitude than everyone. My best friend, Madison Zeidler, Aaliyah Dubuque, and Mackenzie Hutchins helped me through that. Like they've helped me through a lot of hard things since 6th grade. But with the accident, it made me realize that I want to help people and be there for them. I want to be a radiologist. I will need to finish high school and go to college for a few years. I will achieve my goal by studying very hard and making sure I understand everything I need to do so that I pass. I will also try my hardest and hand my work on time, and I will be kind to my peers and teachers. And make sure to do extra work, like staying after class to make sure I understand things and ask for extra credit. Although school may be challenging and I'll have to work very hard, I think it'll be worth it because I'll be able to help people in need. So standing here today and the best friends on my side, I'd like to thank them for everything. I would also like to thank everyone who's helped me even though I give them a hard time. A big thank you to Ms. Martinson and Ms. Lamb for your positivity and support. It's been a really big impact in my life. I hope to come back one day and show you what your help has done. Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Jake Willis.
Hello, friends and families. I'm Jake Willis. I won't lie to you. I can't tell you exactly where or what I'll be in 10 years or longer. I imagine a lot of people in this room won't end up doing what they wanted in the long run. I can tell you what I would like to be. If I had to choose from the very extensive list of professions, I would choose pediatrics. For my profession, I would have to go to school for 11 years total. The first 4 would be for my bachelor's degree. The next 4 would be for my doctor's. At that time, I could go many ways with it. I would like to work as an ER doctor for a little while, then I could specialize in pediatrics, which would be another 3-year degree. In high school, I plan on taking the medical professions class at the Northwest Tech Center. If I do this for 2 years, I can graduate high school as a pharmaceutical technician. 3 of the characteristics I would need to be a pediatrician are patience, energy, and capability. I need to be patient because I would be working with kids, and they aren't always ready for things, such as shocks. I would have to wait for them to be ready. I would need to be energetic because, like I said, I'll be working with kids, and I would need to make them feel okay and trust me. Last, I would need to be capable of doing my job. Pretty self-explanatory. I need to have all my schooling and all of my degrees to ensure proper care for the children. Now, many people are inspired by rich, famous people, but for me, my inspiration is my uncle, John Marquardt. He was in a hit-and-run accident about 4 years ago, which rendered his right arm paralyzed. Imagine being right-handed and not being able to use the right side of your upper body. It doesn't stop there. He has metal plates in his neck and excruciating nerve pain. Now, John has endured multiple surgeries to no avail. He was on his way home from his job as first mate on a 100-plus foot yacht. While riding his moped, he was struck by a vehicle. No witnesses. He was knocked out, and the next thing he knows, he wakes up in a hospital. Without the other person's insurance, the medical bills added up to over $1 million. He has been a sailor his whole life, and he's overcome the problems, and is still solo sailing the East Coast. He says life is 90% attitude and 10% effort. He's overcome the obstacles of life and hasn't given up. That inspires me greatly, and I hope one day I'll be as strong and resilient as he is. So like I said, I can't tell you exactly what or where I'll be, but I have an idea. But it could change today, tomorrow, next year, or it won't. Thank you. I'd like to welcome Madison.
Hello, I am Madison Zeidler. I am a 14-year-old girl, and I am an 8th grader that goes to St. Albans City School. Every day, since we've been talking about PLP speeches, I've always been very stressed. It was like a pick or choose. You need to know what you want to be when you were older. And of course, I'm only 14. I had no clue what I wanted to do. I mean, I'm more stressing about what I'm going to do in BFA, not what I'm going to do after. Lately, these last weeks of school, and even these past 2 years that I've been in Team USA have been super stressful. From trying the best on the speech, to getting all my assignments done, to focusing on the front of the room, to trying to be myself. To trying to not get so lost in my emotions, and try to, I guess, find myself. It has been a challenge. Of course, most of you know how it feels when you were my age. You didn't know who you were, sometimes you were even depressed. Trying to figure out to know who you were, who your true friends were, or making sure that you're going to do amazing in high school. Possibly trying to keep a relationship intact or amazing in high school. Or trying to figure out how to ask your crush out. All these things are very stressful, and my achievement is to show people how I felt. Now here comes my wonderful life. These 2 years and almost 3 have been incredible, but also the hardest. From losing my best friend that I knew for 5 years and was pretty much like a sister to me, who's not a wonderful person, to losing a relationship that I didn't want to give up on. I worried almost every night about my high school years were going to be like, because I didn't want the reputation of rumors and lies. I was trying to keep my friendship every day, and with every second I was afraid I was going to lose some because of my reckless actions and words. I was also stressing while blaming everything on myself. I had to go to counseling and be able to tell her more than I ever did my best friend, and that pretty much grew up with me. I also had my dog just recently pass away. But I want people to see what I'm talking about and to feel what I feel. I want people to not feel so alone and feel like somebody is going to understand them and what they're going through. Kind of like what I felt. And yes, I have a wonderful best friend that I could talk to, and my amazing mom. But sometimes you kind of just feel hopeless and you want to feel like you're being understood. Because I'm more interested in helping people not feel so alone, I've decided I want to become a writer. How will I become a writer? When I graduate from Bellisbury Academy, I will need to graduate with a grade point average between 3.5 and 4.0. to get into the college I want. I want to go to Boston University. The admission rate of getting in is a 33% chance. I will need a 3.6 GPA score, a 1370 SAT score, and an ACT score of 29. So my competition is moderately competitive. When I graduate, I will need 60 through 66 credit hours in my major, and 4 years to work to graduate. When I am done college, I want to start creating drafts for a book, maybe for teens that are going through a lot, maybe for adults that want something exciting in their lives, or maybe even for kids that want tips how to get through life. For being 14 years old and complaining every day at school because I didn't know what I wanted to be, I finally choose to become a writer and do creative writing. I have a big imagination. I have lots of things I want to do with my life. Maybe the journey I have for the rest of my life would be something to write about, or maybe something to help teens understand how to get into the emotions and how I feel when I felt their age. But hopefully, with dedication and making my wishes come true, I can make amazing things with the books I write and with my life. Thank you for listening.
As I stand here as an 8th grader at St. Albans City School, and will be moving on in a week to become a 9th grader, the question is still asked, what do you want to do when you grow up? Maybe a hockey coach, go to the Olympics, sports medicine? I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up, but the one thing I do know is I want to be playing hockey. I have big goals for when I grow up, but hey, let's see how far I get. Hello, my name is Sophie, and 5 years from now, when I go to college, I want to be doing something in the sports world and playing hockey. The definition of the word hockey is a game played on ice between two teams of 11 players who each have a curved stick with which the player tries to put the puck into the other team's goal. But to others like me, hockey is so much more than that. To me, hockey is my passion. It's the thing I love most. And when I'm on the ice, everything disappears. And all you can feel is the rush, the power, and the energy. That is something that I never want to lose. Sidney Crosby once said, "The biggest thing for me is the passion I've always had for hockey. I remember growing up, no matter what I did in life, my parents always told me to try my best and be the best I can. I can say going through different things that passion is the most important part. It's not skill or talent or any of that stuff. I've played hockey all my life, and I've always played on the boys team. But what did you expect growing up with 4 brothers? This year, I decided to try something different. After a lot of consideration, I decided to play on the girls' team. The biggest reason I wanted to play on the girls' team at the beginning of the year was because all my brothers had Vermont State Championship jackets, and I wanted one myself. After a week or so, I didn't really like it. I felt it was too easy and I wasn't learning anything. More of the season passed and we started playing games. To me, it still felt easy. More time passed and I finally realized this is a totally different ballgame, one that I could live with. Playing for boys and being the only girl, you don't really make a lot of friends. Yes, you're still on the team, you go to practices and games, but it's not all that enjoyable. This year, with the girls, I was part of the team. I had friends I actually enjoyed hanging out with. From then on, everything changed. I had a team I could enjoy, and people that had the dedication as I did, and loved the sport as I did. And no offense, but there was a little more respect too. For once in my life, I enjoyed hockey. For once, I wanted to keep playing. As I stand here right now, there's nothing more that I want to be doing but be on the ice. I have big dreams for when I get older. I think all of you may know that the next Winter Olympic Games are in 4 years. And in 4 years, when I'm in my senior year of high school, on February 4th, 2022, I'd like to be in Beijing, China, representing the United States and the Zemyanek family on the U.S. Women's Hockey Olympic team. Several things have led me to this decision: family, friends, teammates, coaches, and many others. Without their huge impact on my life, I would have never made this decision. Without the support of my parents pushing me to be the best I can and showing me the way, I wouldn't be who I am. I guess now I'm supposed to talk about how City School has helped me with what I want to become. Of course, they've given me my education, which I'm extremely grateful for. But one of the biggest things they've helped me with was last year, when they awarded me the Diane Lundenville Memorial Hockey Scholarship. This scholarship is a scholarship they hand out to a 7th or 8th grade hockey player of their choice. Last year, I was able to receive this scholarship. It provided me with $300 towards any hockey club or school of my choice. After 11 years of playing with the same organization, I had to move on and play with high school. From there on is when my journey really begins. My name is Sophie and when I grow up, I think I want to play on the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey team. Thank you. I would like to introduce Alexis back up to the podium. Students, thank you for your speeches. Friends and family, thank you for listening. Good night.
Before I give the introduction, I would like to thank Mr. Delorier and Mr. Hoban from Hope for creating this beautiful podium for City School. Hello everyone, thank you for coming to the 8th grade PLP night. We are going to be giving speeches on the career we hope to pursue and the college we hope to attend. The 8th grade has spent a lot of time working on these speeches, so we ask that you stay seated and as quiet as possible to make it easier for us. To start us off tonight, we have myself. Life. There's no real definition. It's just one of those words that everyone perceives differently. When you hear the word life, you might think about going to college for a job you love, meeting an amazing partner, falling in love, getting married, and starting a family, and then it just ends there. That's not how I want it to go, and that's most likely how it doesn't go for a lot of people. I don't know what I want to do, and a lot of people in this room haven't made up their minds yet either. We're still kids, and we have years ahead of us. I can't give you a straight answer as to what I want to do job-wise or college-wise. I want to be able to focus on what's going on now and what I'm doing right now. As cliche as it sounds, you do only live once. Unless reincarnation is a thing, but until it's scientifically proven, then that statement remains true. I'll miss everything more than I already am. Writing these are a waste of time because, like I've mentioned, all of our options are going to be limited in years from now. It's foolish to get our hopes up high for that perfect job you've been dreaming of since you were 8. Because chances are, you probably won't get that job unless you happen to work for it for years. I don't think it would be worth it. So to answer your question, I don't know what I want to be, and I don't know what college I want to attend and which career path I want to pursue. I'll be surprised if I even know my sophomore year of high school, which, again, is years from now. I have a feeling a lot of people are shaking their heads right now, and I am too, for being honest. But probably not for the same reason as you. I'm shaking mine because having to write this sort of thing at 13 and 14 years old is probably one of the most unbelievable things ever. Never grow up, Mom would say, yet I'm here speaking about what life is and how it's going to go for me. Thank you. Next, I'm welcoming Yuki Benjamin to the podium.
I love thinking about my future. I want puppies to travel and to live in a warm area. But here's the problem. I'm missing a key part of my future. What do I want to be when I grow up? A writer? I'm not dedicated enough. A teacher? Kids bother me. A singer? I suck. I could go on, but I assume you guys aren't here to listen to me roast myself. I'm McKenna Benjamin, and I don't exactly know what I'm doing with my life. I have a few ideas of jobs that I could possibly do, like working as a stage manager, being in the movie industry, owning my own business, or working with criminology. The past few years I've been involved in stage crew for our school. This year, I was stage manager. I was recommended by Miss Hartman to be stage manager in BFA. I'm now assistant stage manager. I've gone up to BFA and shadowed a few times, and I love how busy stage crew keeps you. I would always have something to do. If I were to pursue this job, I'd like to get my education from USC. Eventually, my end goal would be to work on a Broadway show. As a kid, I've loved superheroes. I mean, I even thought I was one for a bit. But by the way, that power was magnetic manipulation. I love the idea that people can create a world that everyone comes together to admire. I've watched every Marvel movie since Iron Man, so I'd like to say Marvel can keep people hooked. I want to be part of the production and work for Marvel Cinematic Universe, whether it's for art production or the financial aspect. It's one of the harder jobs I could go for, but it makes a good amount of money and is by far my favorite idea. Every weekend, I get coffee. It's become like an accidental ritual. I love the food, drinks, and atmosphere of a cafe. I want to be able to create a spot for teenagers and adults to hang out. I also love the idea of designing a room and creating a menu. However, I'd have to learn how to cook. But if I'm really that bad, I could always hire. Another reason I want this job is because I believe I do good in a business-type position where I manage my own finances and more. The last job I'd considered was a blood spatter analyst. Some people in here may have watched the show Dexter. He's a blood spatter analyst. He looks at blood patterns and stains to figure out where someone was hurt, where they could have gone, or what weapon was used. To figure out what the blood spatter means, these people use yarn to find out which way the blood moves, and they can also use the blood to figure out whose DNA it was and who was hurt. I think this is a cool job with a different agenda every day. In city school, I've learned a few skills that can help me with all these jobs. The most important skill I've learned was my social skills. I tend to be shy and I like to keep to myself in comfortable situations. City school has given me opportunities to leave the school and go to events like Tech Day or districts where I can talk to people who I would never look at otherwise. Most jobs require socializing, so why not learn how to be good at it now? As you guys have already heard, I don't know what I'm going to do in my life. I want to have fun with my job, but I want money. I don't need a big house or anything too snazzy, but I want to be happy. I constantly change my mind, and I can admit I'm pretty indecisive, but right now I think I might be on the right path to a decision. Thank you. Next up is Jacob Munn.
Hello, my name is Jacob Munn. As I think of all the possibilities that are ahead of me, my focus has recently changed over the past year. At one time, I wanted to be a historian or something that involved history. No longer I have interests, but other interests now fascinate me. Since I was about 4 years old, I listened to bands like Metallica, Godsmack, and Disturbed. Something about their sound really spoke to me. The music might sound loud, and their vocals just might sound like screaming to you, but to me, these sound really good. But about 6 months ago, I thought maybe that's what I want to be when I get older, a successful member in a metal band. I know it might not sound very appealing to many of you, but there's a lot of things that go into having a successful music career. In high school, I planned to take gain guitar, personal finance, business management, and other classes that would benefit me, so I don't get ripped off by managers and other people, and also make my playing skills stronger. After high school, there are many colleges, like the Berkeley School of Music in Boston, that teach music theory and give places for bands to perform. And Seattle City School has taught me a lot of things about myself. I've learned about my strengths as a person. These include how to keep friends and keep friendships, when to ask for help when things are too hard. On Team USA, I learned about freedom and privileges, responsibility, making good decisions, and being held accountable for good and bad choices. I also think given the opportunity to work on independent projects will help me a lot in the long run. When people and teachers can trust me, I feel better about what I am and what I'm doing, and I can do successful work. I wouldn't be the kid today weren't for my brother and my mom. My mom's always pushed me to do my best, and my brother's always been very special to me, and I'll always protect him like he'll always protect me. In conclusion, we all want a future that we're going to enjoy. We all want a job that includes things that we'll do even if we're not working. Is there a plan B? Yes. If I decide that I want to be in a metal band, I will probably try to become a forensic scientist.
Hi, my name is Naomi, and I've been going to city school since 3rd grade, 5 years to be exact. Since I was little, I always loved the idea of dressing up or never having to buy clothes because you made your own. I thought I wanted to be a fashion designer, but it didn't feel right, like something was missing. I didn't like sketching the clothes that I wanted to make, and I didn't really like making them either. I realized I only like picking out the clothes. I found a career that allows you to select clothing for any public appearances made by models or other public figures. I had decided that my dream is to become a fashion stylist. I would love to live in Houston, Texas, and possibly work for Ken Boston Agency. I would probably like to go to the Art Institute of Houston, but I'm not completely confident on that decision yet. To become a fashion stylist, you need to at least get an associate's degree in fashion design or merchandising. But the higher the degree, the better the chance I'll have of one day owning my own business. I need to have 4 to 5 years of personal or on-set fashion styling experience as an intern to get a job as an assistant.
A few key skills that I will need to have are visual accuracy, creativity, and to be good at communication, such as speaking and writing. The steps to becoming a fashion stylist are earning an associate's degree, getting my certification, networking with other people within the fashion industry, and gaining experience through internships. All this will help me with my dream of owning my own business. When people think of fashion, they think of something as simple as putting clothes on your body, but that's not how I see it. Your body is the canvas and your clothes are the paint. Said by Rachel Zoe, style is a way to say who you are without having to speak. A lot of people wonder if they should go after their dreams. I think you should go after your dreams because your life is not limited by your present circumstances, only your beliefs, which can be changed. Seeing the looks on the faces of people who said you couldn't will be priceless. Dreams don't have to be just dreams. Turn them into reality.
Adriana.
Next up is Adriana.
Imagine a dead body laying on the table in front of you. There are many reasons they could be there. Homicide, disease, etc. Their brain, their whole life, is at your disposal. You must perform an autopsy to determine cause of death. Hello, my name is Adriana Elder, and I want to be a forensic pathologist. Pathologist is a very general term. There are two main categorizations, anatomic and clinical pathology. There are also many sub-branches that include chemical pathology, which is the study of blood serum and plasma, dermopathology, which is the study of skin diseases, and so on. Forensic pathology falls under the anatomic pathology category. Forensic pathologists conduct autopsies on deceased individuals to determine cause of death. They do this by studying lab results that might consist of tissue, blood, and urine. Oftentimes, pathologists work closely with the police. In the case of homicide, they may share their autopsy findings, or, if needed, they can also help find the identity of a body. My preparation for this career path begins in high school. I will need to take as many AP classes as possible in math and science. I am looking forward to the options that will be offered to me in school as I get older. English skills aren't as important, but are still needed for me to succeed. In order to achieve my goal, I am going to have to be dedicated. This will show in my 12 years of education after high school. I will first have to get my bachelor's degree in any sort of life science, like biology, microbiology, and biochemistry. Harvard University is one of the best universities in the country. Their biology and biochemistry programs are at the top of their class. Going to Harvard would be a huge educational achievement for me. I would also enjoy going to school in California, Stanford University, University of California, Berkeley, or University of California, San Francisco. After I receive my bachelor's degree, I will have to finish medical school. In order to get into medical school, I would have to take the Medical College Admissions Test, or MCAT for short. Following the completion of my college education, I will start a pathology residency. I hope to complete my residency at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, California, or Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts. Throughout my 9 years at City School, I have learned many things. One of those things is, in order to achieve your goals, you must work hard. This will remain true throughout my whole life, especially high school and college. I don't know what my future holds, but if there's one thing I know, it's that I want to be successful and try my hardest. Up next is CJ.
Good evening, my name is CJ Fisher. A few of my hobbies are drawing, reading manga, watching anime, playing video games, and I love to be outside even though I'm pent up inside most of the time. If I am outside ever, I would usually just sit and enjoy the weather, or I'd go for a nice jogging for myself for the next cross-country season I plan to sign up for next year. When I watch anime, I pay close attention to how the characters act and to the story. I do this not to only understand what's happening in the anime, but just to get an idea of what I would put in my own anime if I were to make one. I've looked into what it's like to be an animator because I think this would be my top career choice. The community is great and it's nice to fool around every now and then, but getting your job done is top priority as an animator. The environment and the life of an animator consists of a lot of computer, art supplies, and sketchbooks and other items you would expect an animator to have. The pay of an animator is pretty low if you don't prove you're good enough for a raise. A lot of your pay is dependent on the quality of the amount of work you do. The amount you usually make is $60,000 annually. What I need to become an animator is a bachelor's degree in computer science or subjects that relate to this. I've already looked into colleges that I could go to before I apply for the job as an animator. One of those colleges is CalArts. I've researched CalArts and visited its website. CalArts seems to have a nice community, and I believe I've learned a lot how to become one of the best animators there. I don't remember the other colleges I've looked into, but CalArts is definitely one of the best choices for me. So when I get older, I'd love to be an animator and love to live in any major city in Japan. If I can't get the job as an animator, I thought of opening up my own cafe, starting any type of business I may be interested in the future, or maybe something local if I can't get any specific job I want. I'm very confident about my future, and I have great hopes for it, as I won't want to give up on this dream that I've longed for since I was little. Thank you. I would like to introduce Jolio to the podium.
Hi, my name is Jolio Loquist, and I'm an 8th grader at Sonoma City School. As everyone knows, my passion is basketball. However, I do have other ideas for my life. For my future career, I would like to be an entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur, you need at minimum a high school diploma. If I wanted a better chance of running a successful business, I would go to college. In college, I would learn about accounting, managing staff, business law, and other business-related topics. Business education. There are many skills you need to be a successful entrepreneur. One of those skills is being able to manage your money in a responsible way. If you can't manage money, then you can't manage a business. Another skill you need is hiring effective people. What that means is hiring people that will get the job done in a reasonable amount of time. Another important skill you need is being able to advertise your business either on the internet, using posters, or even speaking to people face to face. SACS has prepared me in many ways to be an entrepreneur. One of the ways it has prepared me is with Bankaroo. Bankaroo is virtual money, and we have to spend our money wisely. We use our money for projects, auctions, and utilities. Another way SACS has prepared me is with helping me with my people skills. Team USA has helped me with my people skills by putting me in groups with people I don't normally talk to or people I don't normally work with. At my restaurant, people will eat delicious food, listen to good music, and feel welcome. The path that will take me there includes hard work, dedication, and patience. I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you for your time. Next up is Tristan Nicholas.
Hello, my name is Tristan. I am an avid offensive meme reviewer, and my hobbies include playing Dying Light, Fortnite, Crisis 3, and Evolve. Another thing I like to do is make jewelry for people. When I get older, I want to be a biomedical engineer. A biomedical engineer creates prosthetics for lost limbs, or sometimes invent things that might help with certain diseases or cancers. I want to be a biomedical engineer because it pays a lot and you can help people. It'll take a very, very long time to become a biomedical engineer, and the minimum will take about 4 years to get my bachelor's degree. If I go to MIT, I might not have to get more than a bachelor's degree to become a biomedical engineer. But if I do, I'll be studying a lot, and it's probably not going to be worth it. If I manage to survive high school and college, I plan on moving to China, where engineers are one of the top paid people in the world there, I guess. And if China doesn't work out, I'd like to work at home for a company so I don't have to drive around and waste gas money. In conclusion, I just want to live a comfortable life where I don't have to do much to get by. If I manage to get rich, I'd like to donate to charity so I can actually make someone happy while making dark jokes about the diseases I am donating to stop. Okay, that's it. Next up is Emily Parent.
Hello, my name is Emily Parent, and I'm very ready to graduate. I'm ready to hit the ground running and get on my way to BFA. However, what happens after BFA is what we're talking about right now. This should come as a shock to none of you, but I'm a theater kid. If you asked me to name a popular dance or music craze, and I am absolutely stumped. But if you wanted me to name every single song in some of the most popular Broadway musicals, I got you. I started acting when I was in the 4th grade, but I've always had drama in my heart. Anyways, hope you're strapped in, because this PLP is all about the job I want when I'm older, and yeah, that involves musicals. The performing arts is a very broad topic with many different odds and ends. So what do I want to do exactly? Well, I want to be a swing. And yeah, I see some of your confused looks, and no, I don't want to be a piece of playground equipment. Don't worry, Mom and Dad. I want to be a swing. A swing is like an understudy in theater, but harder. For those of you who don't know, an understudy is someone who's there in case the main actor is sick, on vacation, hurt, or for any reason can't be in the show that night. Sometimes you're going to know you're going to be on a little bit in advance. You have time to prepare and get ready. But other times, you know moments before a show begins, so get ready. That sounds pretty difficult. So what can a swing have that's so much harder? Imagine this. Your teacher tells you you must memorize a book, but they also tell you you must memorize this book in French, German, Russian, and backwards. Seems kind of hard, right? But keep listening, it gets worse. Now you must be able to present that book all those different ways, and now each way you read it also has a different set of movements that goes with it. Each are high energy and complex. Now imagine you must present that all those different ways with no time to prepare or learn. That's insane, but I want to live that insane. Learning scripts many different ways to cover characters with different songs, dances, tracks, and timing. I want to be a swing or understudy for principal roles, and one day work my way into leading a principal role. I added understudy because there are some shows, Dear Evan Hansen for example, that only use understudies, which is also great. They only cover one character instead of many. I prefer to work in musicals because I absolutely love to sing. I love using music as a way of self-expression, but now we must transition into a more technical side of my career. If one wants to succeed in any career, they must know what they are doing. They must be prepared for the challenges and the ins and outs of what they want to do. If you're going to dedicate a large portion of your life to something, you should do whatever it takes to love that thing. It is reported that the weekly salary for an understudy is around $1,861, but that's not calculating things like different companies and other contributing factors. I also need to think about cost of living and other necessities to survive. I'd like to live close to work and also have a part-time job when I get there so I can have an income while auditioning for work. I hope to one day make it to Broadway, but everyone has to start somewhere. So regional theater and off-Broadway would be great, but hopefully just as a start. New York isn't too far from home, which I like. However, college would be. I want to go to college for the arts. Cal Arts is far, I know, but it's always been a hope of mine. Juilliard is closer and harder, but is great as well. College costs a lot of money, and I will have a lot of student loans to pay. However, this isn't stopping me from wanting to seek higher education and go to college to help me further my skills. I'm constantly working on things like acting, singing, and dancing to set myself on a path for success. Here at City School, I've been taking many classes to further enhance my abilities. I've taken many dance classes, the recent of which being one of my favorites. I was able to create a dance to a song that I liked all on my own and present it. I was, and still am, very proud of my work, and I think the performance was great. I've been in chorus since the 4th grade. I've had 3 chorus teachers, and all have taught me something valuable I will keep with me. Finally, one of the most predictable things I've done is drama. I hope to continue drama in BFA, which is super exciting. Actually, I really hope to do all of these things in high school. Next year, I will be the fairy godmother in BFA's version of the Shrek, which is pretty good for a freshman. I'm glad that I found a job that I'm so passionate about and eager to start. Acting is my passion. I love watching shows, but more importantly, I love being in them. Love is a strong word, this I know, but I'm positive that I mean it. Broadway is a huge source of happiness for me, and I want to be able to provide that happiness to others. If it is 1 million people or a single person, I don't care, as long as I'm making an impact on someone in a positive way. I want to make an impact like my arts teacher for many years, Ms. Hartman, did for me. Ms. Hartman helped me develop and grow as an actress, and I'm forever in debt and constant appreciation of everything she's done. I may still be young, I may be slightly naive, and I'm totally open to growing more and having my goals change. My name is Emily Parent, and let's see what happens next. Next, I'd like to welcome Noah Falcon to the podium.
Hello, my name is Noah Falcon. I'm the funniest kid in the 8th grade, or so I'm told. I enjoy making people laugh because it makes me feel good to see them smile. This is why I want to be an entertainer. I plan on going to college in a big city, so I can study communications, open parentheses, film, close parentheses, while taking music and theater classes to help me with my skills. People in big cities also have a ton of connections, so it'll be easier for me to get noticed. I plan on making a YouTube channel and uploading funny skits and hope they go viral. My ultimate goal is to be a stand-up comedian and an actor. I practice at school, sometimes too much, but I'm working on my delivery and timing of my jokes. I want to practice writing and speaking in front of big groups. I also need to write my own jokes and make sure they are not bad. This is what I want to do now and when I'm older. I have been in St. Albans City School since 2009. That's a long time. My time here has been good. The teachers, the people, and my friends. That's the things that made my time here go by. Sometimes more slowly than I would have liked. The best things about my time at St. Albans City School has been the people. I've made friends and I've made them laugh. Academically, I've learned many things. Language arts is my favorite subject because I like to read. Next year, I will be a freshman at BFA. I feel good about going to high school, but I'm still a bit nervous about going because of all the people and how big it is. I'm looking forward to taking class and learning new things that I've never learned before. Going to high school and doing well is something I am doing for myself. I want to go to college and see new and bigger things. I will miss my mom when I go to college, and I'm glad that she has always supported me and believed in me. City school has been a great experience, and high school is just around the corner. Actually, it's a few blocks east and a couple blocks north. I hope I do well and graduate fast, and with good grades. My future will be bright. I have a couple of jokes. Why can't dinosaurs drive?
Why?
Because they're dead. A man walks into a bar and says, "Ow." Why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
Why?
Because he and she didn't have the guts to. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isaac Rooks. I'm about to finish my 8th grade year here at St. Albans City School. Next year will be my first year of high school. I'm excited for something new. And I'm excited for something different as well. I'm also excited about exploring the things I enjoy. During high school, I plan to join the automotive tech program because I've been interested in cars since I was young. Another interest of mine is in sports, specifically baseball. I plan to continue playing baseball at BFA. In terms of a career, as of now I don't know exactly what path I will take. I don't know what I want to do when I get older. However, probably similar to how I'm feeling now. I hope I can continue doing baseball or working with cars. All throughout my childhood, I have loved cars and baseball. An ideal career would include my favorite sport. If I were to take this career path, it would make it all the way up to the MLB, which would be amazing and a dream come true. Then again, if I choose to go into the job with the cars, there are many choices and opportunities. Just about everyone drives a car, so there are many employers in this industry. I could work as a car sales, development, mechanics, and other auto-related jobs for many different employers. One thing I do know is at the end of high school, I plan to go to college. I don't know which one yet, but I do know I want to at least spend 4 years there. And so I can graduate and have a better chance of finding jobs. With a college degree, I would also get more recognition in jobs to get a higher positions. After college, I plan to come back to Vermont and live a happy life in St. Albans. Throughout my time at City School, I've enjoyed myself and learned plenty of things. One important thing that I did learn is communication. Communication is one of those skills that everyone needs to get a good job, or most other life goals. Another skill that has helped me with my time at City School is teamwork. Being able to work with my peers well on certain tasks has helped me a lot. So now I'm at the end. My time here at City School has been awesome. I have learned so much and I have experienced a lot of things that will help me in my future. I feel that my future is going to be great and I am going to be successful in life. Whichever career path happens, and I will enjoy my job and make the most out of it. Whether that is the MLB, some job involving cars, or even some other career path that I have not yet discovered. For now, I'm excited to move on from here to BFA, for a new change in scenery, to meet new people, to learn, and to learn from my mistakes. Thanks to all the awesome people here at St. Albans City School who have taught me so much. I remember a lot of this school and keep it in mind in BFA. Goodbye for now, St. Albans City School. Should be all the people.
Yeah, we're. So.
Cassidy, do you have
He doesn't have
a closing statement?
Oh, you're tall. You doesn't have keep that in there.
I'm Matthew Bressler. I'm a science teacher on the team. I would like to say thank you to all the students, especially. Also to friends and family who came tonight. We appreciate your time. And we hope to see you again. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Paul Rocco. I'm an 8th grade student at Naomi City School, about to graduate and go to high school. When I was really young, I always liked sharks, watching everything they did. I was just fascinated by them. Basically, sharks are cool. In 5th grade, I decided I wanted to study sharks. I asked my parents about studying sharks, and they told me it was causing me biology. Since then, that's all I wanted to do. Music is a big part of my life. One of the things I like is great music of the 50s to the 80s. Singers and bands like Frank Sinatra and the Beatles, to Toto and AC/DC. There's a few of my favorites. If I want to name all my favorite bands, it would be a long list. I'm what you would call an old spirit and an old soul at a young heart. My favorite band is the Beatles. In fact, I actually saw Paul McCartney play at Fenway Park in July of 2017. It's my favorite Beatle, playing my favorite hometown and favorite baseball team, and it was in my second favorite city and state. I will tell you about my love of music. During some of the tougher times of my life, music is what helped me get through. My dad raised me listening on those great sounds of musicians. And this is what helped me when times weren't so good. There have been 2 events in my life that I felt comfortable sharing and have shaped me into the person I am. The first was my adoption. I was adopted on December 16th, 2008. My biological parents weren't very nice people. I won't bore you with the details, but let's just say that I have a much better family now. Much better. The second is my current medical status. The mass that sits in the back of my brain. You see, about 2 summers ago, I had a few minor seizures, and I got dizzy and fell. So my parents took me to the doctors, and I had my tested with an MRI machine. And it was found that I had a brain mass in the back of my head. Good news, it's beginning even better. Now, after my last MRI, the doctors found that it's shrinking, so fingers crossed it disappears completely. And I never have to get an MRI again. I just hope that if I have to get another MRI, I see Dr. Robert. The time at City School, all through K to 8th grade, to prepare me for the next stage in my life. The reason I felt like this is because the people I've met, my many good and real friends of interest. For instance, and when I needed a little help from my friends, they are there. I've met a lot of teachers in Salmon City School, run City School. Judged by okay, that's Lots of them have come and gone, but the ones that have remained have been a great inspiration for me. Some of the people I met there haven't always been the nicest to me. To quote John Lennon, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay in the end, the class that has and will help me the most has been science, because my dream job is all about science. It's going to require a lot, not just marine biology, but biology in general. And what better than science classes? I'm not sad to say goodbye to middle school. I'm looking forward to high school and college. To all the greatest things that they will bring me, my friends, new experiences, maybe even new music to listen to. In closing, I leave you with one more quote from Naomi. It matters not who you love, why you love, when you love, or how you love. It matters only that you love.
Nine.
Good evening, friends and families. We are all gathered here today to listen to a speech that is based on a frequent question that has been asked numerous times for probably all of us. This question we have all heard is, what do you want to be when you grow up? I can't even begin to even imagine how many times my dream occupation has changed. It's gone from wanting to be a vet, an NFL football player, being a part of the law enforcement, an artist, and countless other jobs. To this day, I still can't choose one thing I want to pursue in the future. I always had the idea of becoming a physical therapist in the back of my mind, but truthfully, I could be set on an idea one day and the next day it could all change. I'm just an average 14-year-old girl named Mackenzie Hutchins in 8th grade who is not absolutely set on what she wants to be when she grows up. My whole life, I've witnessed my parents' dedication to helping people devise programs to become healthy and to improve their lifestyles. My parents started working at a gym when I was 2, and now they run their own gym, New Beginnings Fitness. My brother has also impacted my career choice due to sports he played. I remember going to my brother's football games and always wondering who the person was that would help the players who got hurt during the game, and wondering what their job was and what their job required. I personally think these reasons are why, as a 5th grader, I started thinking about a career in physical therapy. The job of a physical therapist is to help others. This job can help people regain health and mobility, helps manage pain, and assist with limitations the patient will deal with until regaining full health and movement. A therapist is a person who guides recovery and determines the root cause of the trauma. They are a person who is there for you when needed assistance with any problems physically. They are the person to help one get better day by day. To become a physical therapist, a DPT degree and possibly multiple bachelor's degrees in life science are needed. At least 30 weeks of clinical work and attendance of anatomy, physiology, biology, chemistry, and physics classes is required. A minimum of 3 years of devoting yourself to earning a degree and 3 to 7 years of college is mandatory. A person with this career needs to be working as a member of a healthcare service, needs to be able to plan treatments, and they must be able to provide healthcare instructions to patients. Another requirement is that they are able to operate medical diagnostic equipment. These are high-level skills. Other transferable skills are needed, such as active listening, critical thinking, and good verbal communication. As a result of being influenced by Team USA and St. Albans City School, I do feel confident that I can choose to pursue this or any other career path that might come along in the future. I'm just an average 8th grader that is still trying to find herself and what she wants in life. One once said, I may not be there yet, but I'm one step closer than I was yesterday.
Mackenzie, so you guys can give her a round of applause.
So, asking a 14-year-old what they want to be when they grow up is like asking a dog who is Australia's Prime Minister. It doesn't know who Australia's Prime Minister is, and I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Thank you for your time.
No. Hello, my name is Ralph Stein. I've lived in St. Albans my entire life. I have been a student at City School for almost 9 years. Next year, I will be a freshman at Willis Free Academy. I'm not really excited about going to high school because there are so many classrooms and it is completely different from the school I have grown up in. BFA is going to be different because there there will be kids from other schools, and also will be different because I will have more freedom to choose what classes I want to take. I like being presented with problems, puzzles, and challenges. This is why I like my field of choice. I would love to be involved in the video game industry. I hope to accomplish more experience in gaming and learn more about how games are made. I don't see myself going to college, but I hope to take some classes to jumpstart my education in coding and graphic design. BFA offers classes in digital design that would help me get more experience in the field. I like video games. I'm a gamer and like testing out different games. I've been playing them since I was 7 years old. I've played a variety of video games from various genres. I have a favorite, but I hope to learn more about what goes on behind the scenes of video games. I used to play Legend of Zelda with my mom. I like that my mom and me are interested in video gaming. It's not something a lot of moms do by choosing a job in gaming. It's a way I can stay connected to my mom and honor her. 2 years ago, my mom passed away in a tragic car accident. I miss her and the good times we had. Video games are good memories for me. At City School, I have created a Steve Games with Mr. Craig, which gave me exposure to programming and designing computer games. They were all pretty easy, but the most difficult was choosing a career that I want to do. Hello, my name is Roland Young, and I'm in 8th grade at St. Albans City School. I have been here for 9 years. There was a time when I thought I wanted to be a chef. I am still undecided if I want to own my own restaurant or work for someone else. My other passion is video games. Gaming is, or if gaming was a, what the fuck? If gaming was, if getting paid to play games, there it is, a thing was a thing, I would do it, do that. Most people know I love to cook, but I also like to fish. I go fishing everywhere there's a fishing hole. My favorite fish to catch is a northern pike, the biggest one I've ever caught. It's 12 inches long. I was with my cousin when I caught that one. We ended up selling the fish for a decent price. Last year I made a cookbook with some friends and a couple of different twists on a recipe that I already knew. I wanted to create the cookbook as a way to save all the things I made during the year. The recipes included breakfast burritos, vanilla chocolate, and caramel fudge, and no-bake cookies. In February, I visited the Northwest Tech Center at BFA. There, I sat in on the current classes and culinary classes and the fire services class. I also signed up for building trades as an elective for the high school. I plan to take the culinary classes there so I can learn the skills I need for my future. My uncle owns a tree service business that I plan on working at during and after high school. I plan to work there to save money in hopes of starting my own business. I have money saved. If I have money saved, I can buy a house and be independent. I want to work hard at my uncle's business so I'm able to have a comfortable life. I really like cooking. Mainly because I like to eat the food, but it's also nice to see that that people like about the food I make when I'm older, I want to be happy and work hard so I can make money to do the things I want to do. My years at St. Albans City School were difficult. At times, school was tough for me. I did not want to do anything with the sports. No support of my teachers. I was able to make it through the school years. I thought although I still have trouble, I am grateful for everything they have done for me. Without them, I would have been lost. I am looking forward to moving on from school to start working towards a career, whether that would be video gaming, cooking, or working for my uncle's tree service business. I want to start working sooner than later. Thinking about the future, I really just want to help people and make money. I'm done.
Okay, I'm done with this. People always ask me what I want to do for my future job, and my response is always, I don't know. I've had 8 years to think about this, and I finally understand what it is I want to accomplish. In the next few years, I'm going to take every risk and opportunity to create the best learning experience possible. The career that I wanted to explore is an engineer in the U.S. Air Force. I chose this career because my uncle plays an important role in my life, and I like to follow in his footsteps.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Willow Grove, and I am an 8th grader at City School. Everyone says that they don't know what they want to be when they get older, but for me, I've known for a long time. When I get older, I want to be a singer, and I know this will take a lot of hard work, and you guys are thinking, she can't sing, but my parents always told me that I was pretty good. And I'm ready to try. So today, I don't have a speech for you. I have a song. This song is called Andra Day. This song is called Rise Up by Andra Day. We're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we can wanna be out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, instead of afraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and when you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other. For that we have each other. We'll rise, we'll rise, we'll rise. We'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up, high like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
Hello, my name is Ayla Granger. I am 14 years old, and when I came to this school in 6th grade, it was really exciting because I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I was ready to find who I wanted to be. But when I came to this team, Team USA, in 7th grade, I was ready to actually find who I wanted to be. There are a couple of careers I would like to explore, like a fashion designer, a kindergarten teacher, a photographer, or an artist. I've always dreamed of what I wanted to be when I was younger, but I never really found what I wanted to be because it was hard to choose just one career. However, when I was younger, I always wanted to work in fashion design. Fashion design was one of the careers I wanted to work in because it was one of my main goals as a kid. I think it would have really affected my lifestyle because it would have been a really good goal to work towards. I am still working towards that goal at this moment in time. When I get to high school, I am going to take a course in fashion design to help me get into a really good college. Photography is another career I wanted to pursue when I was younger. I was so fascinated by all these incredible photos that people took of amazing things. I wanted to take these photos myself. I would really like to take a course about photography when I get to college. Last year for my 7th grade speech, I chose photography for my career because I thought I would be doing it as a career when I get older. I still want to do it because I'm still very interested in the career. As I said earlier, I also thought about being a kindergarten teacher. I considered this career because I love working with little kids, and I love seeing them smile. A couple of teachers have told me that I work well with the kids, and I agree with them. Working with kindergartners, I would love to help them learn and see them be happy as they discover interesting things in the world and have their minds grow. It would be an opportunity to work with them and watch them grow. The reason why I'm exploring these types of careers is because I have a lot of experience with these topics, and my choice of a career will affect my lifestyle when I'm older. Different careers come with different outcomes, or incomes. Oh crap. If I became a fashion designer, I would be making a total of $66,911 every year. If I became a photographer, I would be making a total of $34,070 a year. If I became a kindergarten teacher, I would be making a total of $52,350 a year. If I did all 3 jobs at once, I would be making approximately $153,000 in 1 year. Not bad. Everyone asks me what I want to do when I am older. What job interests you that you would want to take when you are older? But sometimes I don't even know what I want to do because I have a lot of interests. I would gladly follow my dream, but sometimes dreams are unfollowed. Every day I wonder what I want to be when I am older. Is there something that I could do that would change my life? Is there something that would make me happy for the rest of my life? I have thought a lot about what I wanted to be when I was younger, and when we worked with the kindergartners last year and this year, I really connected with them. I have and still love working with children to help them become strong and have their brains grow from learning so much from me as a teacher. So what I choose to do when I am older is to be a kindergarten teacher. I love to work with little kids and see them smile and work. I love to see kids' faces light up and see them wanting to learn about exciting, fun things. Working with little kids is so much fun, and getting to have a chance to see them work and grow is so much fun, and I love it. Thank you very much. God, I sucked.